The Ukrainian president hailed great achievements following a bilateral meeting with his US counterpart. Russia launched 48 drones over Ukraine in an overnight attack as diplomatic efforts are underway.
The first of three phases of voting has finished in Myanmar in an election widely dismissed as a sham, which comes nearly 5 years after the military seized power. Tributes pour in for French legendary actress and animal rights activist Brigitte Bardot, who died on Sunday at the age of 91.
US President Donald Trump praised his Florida meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy on ending the war in Ukraine as terrific. Trump added that they had made a lot of progress and talks may continue on Monday.
We have great achievements, 20-point peace plan, 90% agreed, and US-Ukraine security guarantees 100% agreed. US-Europe-Ukraine security guarantees almost agreed. Military dimension 100% agreed. Prosperity plan being finalized, and we also discussed the sequencing of the following actions. And we agree that security guarantees is a key milestone in achieving lasting peace.
The US president admitted that a few of the most sensitive issues remain, including talks on the future of Ukraine's occupied territories. Ahead of talks, Trump had a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin and said he believes he is serious about peace in Ukraine. Trump also said he is expecting to have another call with Putin after the meeting. On the night of Saturday into Sunday, Russia launched nearly 50 drones in an overnight attack on Ukraine. As one man was killed by a bomb in his garden in the Donetsk region, 5 other people were injured in attacks on the Kherson region. Dozens of firefighters in the southern region of Odessa tried to save people's homes after a residential building was struck by a drone. Meanwhile, an infrastructure facility in the northern Sumy region was hit twice, the second time rescuers were at the scene, according to Ukrainian officials. An unusual agreement on a temporary ceasefire at the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant was reached between Ukraine and Russia to allow repairs and prevent a potential nuclear accident. Moscow released footage saying it shows artillery units firing at Ukrainian positions in an undisclosed location in the Donetsk region. Meanwhile, Ukraine hit Russia's Samara region Syzran oil plant with a wave of drones and several Russian military sites in occupied Ukrainian territory, according to a Ukrainian official.
The first of three phases of voting has finished in Myanmar in an election that comes nearly 5 years after the military seized power in a coup. Polling began on Sunday with reports of explosions and airstrikes across multiple regions in the country. Final results will not be known until after 2 more rounds of voting are completed in January. But the ballot is widely being dismissed as a sham, with major political parties dissolved, leaders jailed, and as much as half the country not expected to vote due to an ongoing civil war. Observers say the junta, with China's support, is seeking to legitimize its power as it seeks a way out of the devastating stalemate in the country. The ensuing civil war has left more than 3.6 million people displaced, according to the United Nations.
Voters in the Central African Republic are electing a new president and federal lawmakers on Sunday. Incumbent President Faustin-Archange Touadéra is seen as likely to win a 3rd term after a controversial referendum in 2023 that allowed him to serve additional terms. Touadéra is one of Russia's closest allies in Africa, and analysts say a 3rd win for him would likely consolidate Russia's security and economic interests in the country. About 2.4 million voters are registered for Sunday's unprecedented elections, which combine presidential, legislative, regional and municipal ballots. Touadéra's main challengers include Anissé Georges Dologuele and Henri-Marie Dondra. Results are expected by January the 18th. Meanwhile, provisional results are expected in a week. Nine people have been arrested and millions of euros seized in an illicit Hamas financing probe in Italy. According to investigators, around 7 million euros were raised for Hamas over more than 2 years, while assets worth 8 million euros were also seized. The money was supposedly collected by NGOs as humanitarian aid for Palestinian civilians, a policeman statement said, but was instead sent to the militant group via a complex fundraising system and used to support the movement's criminal activities, including attacks against civilians. One of the suspects arrested is Mohammed Hanoun, president of the Palestinian Association in Italy, according to Interior Minister Matteo Piantedosi. The investigation began after the 7th of October 2023 Hamas attack and benefited from cooperation with the authorities of the Netherlands and Israel, allowing authorities to monitor financial flows and intercept communications.
On the morning of December 25th last year, Flight A243 issued a mayday call over the Caspian Sea. The aircraft was cleared to land by Aktau Air Traffic Control, but after entering Kazakhstan's airspace, the plane made 2 circles near the runway before tragically crashing on its 3rd attempt. Here, just 3 kilometers from Aktau Airport, a passenger plane operated by Azerbaijan Airlines crashed with 67 people on board. The aircraft was flying from Baku to Grozny when it was reportedly struck by a surface-to-air missile. Despite the damage and pilot's emergency landing request, the Embraer jet was not allowed to land at any Russian airports. It continued flying over the Caspian Sea towards Kazakhstan. A year after the tragedy, fragments of the fuselage still lie scattered at the crash site.
Жолда кетіп бара жатқанда қара түтін шыққаннан кейін қаттырақ айдап тезірек баруға тырыстық. Барған кезде көргеніміз самолет яғни екіге бөлініп жатыр. Бас жағы өртеніп жатыр екен. Ол жағына емес, құйрық жағында адамдар көрінгеннен кейін самолеттің артқы жағына бардық. Біздер енді дереу қолымыздан келгенше көмек жасадық. Қасындағы фельдшер бар, санитар водитель бар. Сол үшеуміз 8 адам қауіпсіздік белдігіне қысылып асылып тұрған 8 науқасты қауіпсіздік белдігінен ажыратып, кешкісін содан кейін барып байқап бастатқан. Сыртында яғни осколка дейді жаңағы. Сондай тесік, сондайлардың бар екен, содан кейін барып байқап бастатық.
The aircraft was carrying passengers from Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Russia. 29 people were taken to hospitals in Aktau, with 11 in critical condition and admitted to the intensive care unit.
Жағдайлары өте ауыр болды. Бас ми жарақаты, бұғана сүйектері, қол сүйектерінің, иық сүйектерінің сынуы болды. Сосын өкпеде пневмоторакс, гематоракс дейміз, сол өкпенің тесілулері. Жансақтау бөлімдегі науқастарды бірінші біздің Ресей мемлекетінен келіп, өздерінің азаматтарын сол күні тікұшақпен олар алып кетті. Одан кейінгі науқастарды, мысалы Қырғызстан азамат олар, сосын Әзербайжан мемлекетіне оларды уже науқастардың жағдайы тұрақталғаннан кейін бірте-бірте алып кетіп бастады. Осы бізге түскен науқастарымыз бәрі аман-есен, емін алып, өздерінің елдеріне аман-есен оралды.
Kazakhstan's authorities launched a transparent criminal investigation in coordination with Azerbaijani officials. A special commission with a group of international experts are preparing the report.
North Korea is to significantly increase its missile and munitions production in 2026. During a visit to munitions plants, dictator Kim Jong-un ordered factories to step up production to meet growing demand, according to state-run media. North Korea has significantly intensified its missile launches in recent years. Analysts say the regime aims to improve precision strike capabilities, challenge the US and South Korea, and test weapons before potentially exporting them to Russia.
Every winter evening, thousands of visitors brave the freezing cold to attend Japan's largest light festival, Nabana no Sato, located 4 hours from Tokyo. For the Japanese, the end-of-year celebrations are above all a celebration of beauty and wonder.
日本だからできる感じかなって思いました。
While some visitors treat themselves to a break in the country's natural hot springs, others admire a 35-meter-high reconstruction of Mount Fuji. It took 3 months of work and 20 technicians to transform the botanical garden and install millions of tiny light bulbs.
French actress Brigitte Bardot, one of the world's biggest stars of cinema, has died at the age of 91. In a statement, the Brigitte Bardot Foundation announced her death on Sunday with immense sadness, describing her as a world-renowned actress and singer who chose to abandon her prestigious career to dedicate her life and energy to animal welfare and her foundation. Bardot had been in hospital in the southern French city of Toulon since November. Known for her enormous impact on the silver screen in the 1950s, Bibi, as she is widely called in France, was an essential ingredient in French culture and soon became an icon after her first role in Le Trou Normand in 1952. Reacting to the news of her death, French President Emmanuel Macron paid tribute to the late actress on X, saying her films, her voice, her dazzling fame, and her generous passion for animals embodied a life of freedom.